Your local dealer knows. He knows the brand behind the car on his lot is bleeding cash, closing factories and cancelling models. He knows the car you are about to finance will lose 40% of its value before you make your second year of payments. He is smiling because he is about to transfer that loss from his balance sheet to your bank account, and he will never say a word. Nissan, the number one brand on this list, has 12 to 14 months of cash runway left. They are still taking deposits. They are still running ads. They are still smiling. I will show you their balance sheet at the end. There are 6 brands collapsing right now. Some are running out of models. Some are running out of money. One is being quietly abandoned by its own parent company. And when any of them folds, it is not the CEO who pays first. It is you. Your trade-in value, your parts availability, your warranty claim that takes 3 months instead of 3 days. Ownership is a contract, and 5 of these brands may not be around to honour their side of it. Number 6, Genesis. Hyundai built this brand to fight BMW, Mercedes and Lexus. The pitch was affordable luxury. The problem, luxury is not a price point. It is a status symbol, and Genesis has no status. Luxury cars hold their value because of prestige. Genesis has no prestige. It is a depreciation death sentence. Almost 75,000 units sold last year in the US. BMW sold 371,000. Lexus sold 346,000. The market is not rejecting Genesis on quality, it is rejecting it on identity. And without identity, there is no resale floor. A 3-year-old Genesis loses value faster than any comparable luxury vehicle on the market. The G80 EV has been axed. The G70 and electric GV70 are reportedly next. Fuel pump recalls cause sudden stalls. Power loss issues hit the electric lineup. Each recall chips away at the confidence that holds residual values together. Here is what this costs you at trade-in. A Genesis bought today will be worth roughly half in 3 years. A comparable Lexus holds 70%. That gap is not wear and tear. That is a brand premium Genesis never earned, and you pay the difference when you sell. But Genesis is only losing a battle for status. The next brand on this list destroyed its own status on purpose, and the fallout was so severe the CEO resigned within months. Number 5, Jaguar. The leaping cat used to mean something. Elegant sedans, roaring sports cars. British prestige distilled into metal, that brand is now in hospice. Jaguar pulled the XE, XF, F-Type, I-Pace and E-Pace from major markets in 2024. One model remains, the F-Pace SUV. That is not a lineup, that is a liquidation. Drive past your local Jaguar dealer this week. If the lot is half empty and the lights are dim, you are not looking at a rebrand. You are looking at a showroom waiting to close. Dealers have nothing to sell. The all-electric replacement lineup will not arrive until 2026, if it arrives at all. The rebrand ad replaced one of the most recognizable logos in automotive history with what critics called corporate clip art. The reaction was so brutal it became a global punchline. The CEO stepped down. JLR survives today almost entirely because Land Rover keeps the lights on. RepairPal rates Jaguar 2.5 out of 5 for reliability, 29th out of 32 brands. Here is what this costs you at trade-in. Jaguar resale values are in freefall. Every month without new models on the lot is another month the brand loses relevance and your car loses equity. But Jaguar is not the only brand deleting its own history. The brand at number 1 is currently burning through its final 12 months of cash, and they are still taking deposits on cars they might never service long term. I will show you that balance sheet at the end. Number 4, Mitsubishi, the orphan. In 2002, Mitsubishi sold 345,000 vehicles in the US. The Lancer Evolution, the Montero. Affordable performance and off-road credibility. That brand had an identity. By 2024, sales had collapsed to 86,000 units. The lineup is a handful of crossovers the market did not ask for. The performance cars are gone. The identity is gone. The market has stopped believing in the product. Then the tariffs hit. Thousands of units stranded at ports. Prices climbed on vehicles that were already losing every comparison test. For a brand that depended on budget buyers, a price hike is a death sentence for the showroom. But the real damage is structural. In 2000, Mitsubishi was caught covering up mechanical defects. In 2016, caught falsifying fuel economy data on 625,000 vehicles. Police raids, resignations, market value cut in half. The collapse was so complete that Nissan had to buy a controlling stake to keep Mitsubishi breathing. Here is the problem nobody is talking about. The company keeping Mitsubishi alive cannot keep itself alive. Nissan, Mitsubishi's lifeline, is the #1 brand on this list. When the parent drowns, the orphan goes with it. Here is what this costs you at trade-in. A Mitsubishi depreciates faster than almost any vehicle in its class. If Nissan's cash runway expires, Mitsubishi's parts pipeline, warranty infrastructure and dealer support disappear with it. You are not buying a car. You are buying a bet on a company that has already lost twice. Open a new tab right now, go to Autotrader or cars.com, search for a 3-year-old version of the car you are considering from any brand on this list. If the price has already dropped more than 50%, the market has signed the death warrant before you did. Drop the percentage you find in the comments. Number 3, Infiniti, the retreat. Nissan built Infiniti to be Japan's answer to Lexus. The G35 had handling that rivaled BMW. The VQ engines were legendary. The brand had attitude, identity, and a loyal following. In 2017, Infiniti sold 153,000 vehicles. By 2024, 58,000. The market did not just cool, it walked away. The standalone showrooms are closing. Infiniti is retreating back into Nissan dealerships, the same lots it was created to escape. The QX50 and QX55 are dead. The Q50 sedan is gone. 2 SUVs remain. That is not a strategy. That is a controlled retreat. But here is the risk that separates Infiniti from every other struggling luxury brand. Infiniti does not make its own parts. Nissan does. The electronics, the transmissions, the control modules, they all come from Nissan's supply chain. If Nissan folds, Infiniti owners do not just lose a badge. They lose access to the components that keep their car running. The entire supply chain disappears. Here is what this costs you at trade-in. Infiniti resale values have been falling for 5 consecutive years. Buying into a retreating brand is not a value play. It is a depreciating asset with a shrinking support network. The car is not bad. The company behind it is. Number 2, Chrysler. Chrysler invented the minivan. They introduced the Hemi V8 to the American road. For decades, the badge meant family, innovation, and value. Millions trusted it. In 2005, Chrysler sold 640,000 vehicles. By 2024, under 125,000, 80% gone. And 2025 is tracking lower. The 300 sedan discontinued in 2023. The Voyager, mostly fleet. The Pacifica, the only real consumer model, lost 11% in sales last year, while the Honda Odyssey, Kia Carnival, and Toyota Sienna gained ground. The Airflow EV was supposed to be the comeback. Stellantis cancelled it mid-development. But here is the threat most Chrysler owners have not considered. If Stellantis kills the brand, and the former CEO publicly warned that several brands could disappear by 2026, the software infrastructure goes with it. Modern Chryslers require a dealer-level software handshake for new keys, module replacements, and diagnostic access. If the brand is discontinued, that software platform has no guaranteed future. You do not just lose a dealer. You lose the right to fix the computer you already paid for. Here is what this cost you at trade-in. Chrysler is not declining. It is being abandoned by its own parent company. Every month that passes without a new model announcement is another month the market price is in extinction. Your car is losing value, not because it broke, but because the company that made it gave up. Number 1, Nissan. Over 865,000 vehicles sold in the US last year. On the surface, that looks healthy. Underneath, the company is hemorrhaging. Operating profits collapsed 90% in 1 year. Global sales fell from 5.8 million in 2017 to 3.3 million in 2024. The Maxima axed, the Altima following it down. Nissan laid off 20,000 employees, closed factories, and pulled the Ariya EV from the US market. 2 more EV projects cancelled. A company that once defined automotive innovation now has no electric vehicle strategy in the fastest growing segment on Earth. The corporate crisis started in 2018 when CEO Carlos Ghosn was arrested for financial crimes. The fallout fractured every partnership Nissan had. Emissions fraud and fuel economy scandals followed. In 2024, a merger attempt with Honda collapsed when Honda demanded total control. Since then, Nissan has been searching for any alliance willing to invest. Internal sources say the cash runway is 12 to 14 months. You saved $30 a month on the payment to buy into a brand that might not exist in 2 years. That is not a discount. That is a gamble with your equity. Here is what this costs you at trade-in. Nissan's depreciation curve has steepened every year for 5 years. If the company enters restructuring, resale values will not decline gradually. They will collapse overnight the way Saab values did, the way Suzuki values did, the way every brand that exits a market does. The car does not change. The confidence behind it evaporates, and you absorb the loss. Stop buying the badge. Stop buying the discount. Stop trusting a 10-year warranty from a company with 12 months of cash. Start buying the balance sheet. Because ownership is a contract, and you need to make sure the other side can fulfill it. If this saved you from a purchase you would have regretted, subscribe. Because the next video covers the 5 brands that are quietly gaining ground while these 6 collapse, and one of them is building the most reliable vehicle on sale today. That one is worth your money.